I welcome you in the name of my community for viewing our Night of Dreams Thanksgiving Day program. We had to close the monastery March 15th because of the pandemic, but we want you to know we have been keeping you in our prayers. You, your families, oblates, friends of the community. We're so grateful for everything you've done for us. So we hope you enjoy this program. Again, welcome.
Greetings to all of you, our family and friends, here and far. We are happy that you are joining us for our 2020 Night of Dreams virtual Thanksgiving concert. And even though we could not join together in person this year, the sisters want to convey our thanksgiving to you for your sharing in our lives, your presence, your support, and your friendship for us, and your help with our ministries. We dedicate this Thanksgiving concert to the loving memory of Frank O'Malley. Our dear friend Frank O'Malley died shortly after the 2019 Night of Dreams. He was unable to attend that evening, but he had attended for the 22 previous events. He helped our community begin the Night of Dreams, and he supported the event 20 years afterwards. I met Frank in 1988 and served with him on the board of directors at Bishop LeBlanc High School, Benedictine College, and the Mount Advisory Board. My first reaction was, who is this man? Frank O'Malley was so motivated and enthusiastic, hope-filled and determined, that he looked at obstacles and he saw opportunity. He looked at problems and he saw solutions. And if you knew him, if he knew you, you would soon become part of the solution. Frank O'Malley was a dedicated family man, a devout Catholic, a generous soul. He used his God-given talents in service of his family, his country, his many Catholic and Benedictine ministries. In gratitude for his generous life of Christian service and his loving spirit, we dedicate this program to our dear friend Frank O'Malley.
Good evening. Again, I just want to say thank you from myself and from the whole community. You have been faithfully supporting us throughout this year, and especially since the pandemic started, both in your prayer and constant little reminders that come our way through a note or through a phone call. Thank you. We really appreciate it. Tonight we're doing our Night of Dreams, whole different way, but you already have been so generous, and we appreciate that. We have again 3 things that we are talking about. One is our sisters in Dooley. We need your help to get them the necessary things they need. I think the thing that I most heard about this year was different kinds of chairs that just might, that different sisters got. It just gives a little more comfort as opposed to just a wheelchair, to get them out of their room, and an ease of sitting in a way that makes them pain-free. So we appreciate that and all the other kinds of help that is needed in Dooley Center. We also need your support to continue to provide spiritual needs through Sophia Center and basic human needs through Keeler Women's Center. Your support makes it possible for us to serve outside of ourselves to people in need, spiritually or physically, and we appreciate that. Because one of the things that's important is that we never close in on ourselves. We are a prayerful community, but we also need to always put into action what our prayers say. So we thank you. You have made all of this possible.
Your way of acting should be different from the world's way. The love of Christ must come before all else.
Make us true servants to all those in need, filled with compassion in thought, word, and deed, loving our neighbor, whatever the cost, feeding the hungry and finding the lost.
Hello, I'm Sister Bridget Dickason, Director of Keeler Women's Center. I want to thank you for supporting us in bringing God's mercy, compassion, healing of mind and body to those in need. As Benedictines, we are called to be a blessing to the world. Keeler Women's Center's mission to empower women in the urban core through education, advocacy, and personal and spiritual development is one way we serve God's people. Although COVID-19 has us working from home, we are doing what we can. Associate Director Sister Suzanne Fitzmaurice keeps our clients and volunteers informed about what's going on and resources that are available in the Kansas City area through our Facebook page. Our following has increased quite a bit since last April. She posts positive messages of encouragement that have been shared by many on their Facebook page. She continues to give presentations about Keeler Women's Center via Zoom to area schools and organizations. She has also taken on new spiritual direction clients during this soul-searching time. Brenda Mortel, our bilingual associate director, was quick to switch our Las Mujeres support group over to Zoom and has helped the group in sharing ideas on how to manage schooling at home, developing technology skills, gardening, and coping with mental fatigue. She designed Zoom finance classes in Spanish and English and assists our Easy English tutors with remote learning challenges. She has translated policies and brochures for community agencies and trauma-informed training. She is also one of our spiritual directors. Several of our spiritual directors and support groups continue via FaceTime or Zoom. Our area partners offer classes through their own agencies, but we stay connected to the larger metro area community through Zoom meetings, learning who is doing what and what resources are available to clients. We also continue to help people who need financial assistance with rent and utility bills. I pray we will be able to meet face-to-face in 2021. In the meantime, we will continue to develop classes via Zoom, give spiritual direction, and help those in need. Peace, love, and hope are our prayers for all our benefactors, volunteers, partners, and clients. Thank you for helping us serve others.
Lord, make us prophets to cry out the way, telling the nations of mercy's new day. Let us break barriers of hatred and scorn, speaking of hope to all people forlorn. Lord, make us healers of body and mind. Give us your power to bring sight to the blind, love to the loveless, and gladness for pain, filling our hearts with the joy of your name.
All guests who present themselves are to be welcomed as Christ, for he himself will say, "I was a stranger, and you welcomed me." Proper honor must be shown to all, especially to those who share our faith, and to pilgrims.
Let us build a house where love can dwell and all can safely live, a place where saints and children dwell.
All are welcome. Truly, this could be the theme song of Sophia Center. We take seriously the words of Benedict that we heard read from the rule, to greet all guests as if they were Christ. We welcome men and women of all faiths who are seeking God, seeking meaning in their lives. This has been an extraordinary year. It's been many months since we've welcomed guests to Sophia, but still people are searching for meaning in their lives. It's become even more important in this time of crisis and uncertainty. You donors who have been so generous in your support of our ministry will be pleased to know that our work continues. We are doing many of the same things we have always done, but we are finding new and creative ways to do them. The guest is no longer greeted at the door, but is welcomed at the computer screen. 32 sojourners, including 11 first-year participants, are continuing their regular schedule of formation to become spiritual directors. All of their sessions are offered through Zoom, including the lectures, small group activities, and personal contact with their mentors. Early on in the pandemic, we had to cancel many of our programs, but we are now offering a full schedule of retreats online. This fall, guests have participated in a weekly support group for foster and adoptive parents, something we would never have thought to do before we began offering things on Zoom. Spiritual direction, retreats, scripture classes, and many more are all offered. The recent Merton series with Judith Valenti was a huge success. And it's not too late to sign up to spend a Saturday morning with Julian of Norwich, attend an Advent retreat, or you might join several hundred other guests who attend Music and Contemplation, which is live streamed on Facebook every third Wednesday at 2 o'clock. One of the blessings of holding retreats virtually is that we have been able to welcome guests from our own backyard and as far away as Australia, Nova Scotia, and Hawaii. I'm sure that when the pandemic is over, we will continue to offer online retreat opportunities. We are eager to be back to full operation as soon as it is safe. Like many others, we will be facing a significant loss of income this year. We have had to cancel large groups who use our space. We have offered numerous retreats, asking only for a free will offering so that everyone may attend. We trust that God will provide for us through your generosity. As we sang, we have built a house where all God's children dare to dream, God's reign anew. On this night of dreams, we dare to dream because you have shared our vision and supported our ministry. Thank you so much for your generosity. We look forward to the time we can welcome you back to campus, and we hold you daily in prayer.
As we progress in this way of life and in faith, we shall run on the path of God's commandments, our hearts overflowing with the inexpressible delight of love. Never swerving from his instructions then, but faithfully observing his teaching in the monastery until death, we shall, through patience, share in the sufferings of Christ, that we may deserve also to share in his kingdom. Amen.
What are you busy about?
I started another African.
Well, yay! What would you like to say to this community at the age of 100?
Oh, just take it easy.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Get a hobby. You have to have a hobby. Otherwise you'll go boom. You have to have a hobby. Something and make a difference what it is. Just so it's a hobby.
That's good.
And of course, you have your prayers and you have your eats. and to sleep.
Do you?
And thank God that you could read. I can't see very well. I can't hear. I can't breathe. I can't walk. And I became 100.
She can crochet at the store. We are really grateful to you for your service to our community and your faithfulness all these years to the Benedictine way of life. We thank you, Sister Cyprian.
Well, we can give you some more.
Ever on my lips the praises of the Lord, ever in my mouth God's music. Through the dark of night, in morning's golden light, God's praises I will sing. Ever on my lips the praises of the Lord, ever my mouth will sing God's music. Through the dark of night, in morning's golden light, God's praises I will sing. Taste and see heaven's bounty, every step and breath we take is a gift that God has made. Where my lips the praise of the Lord, in my mouth will sing God's music. Through the dark night, in morning's golden light, God's praises I will sing. God alone is my glory, like the moon that lights my way, like a song that fills my day. Ever my lips the praise of the Lord, in my mouth will sing God's music. Through the dark of night, in morning's golden light, God's praises I will sing.
Music is an integral part of our common prayer. It is the Benedictine Sisters of Mount St. Scholastica's way in which we give praise to God, morning, noon, and night. The sisters in Dooley Center, however, were deprived of both their common prayer and common meals at the outset of our quarantine in mid-March. On the Feast of Benedict, July 11th, several months later, they were able to move out of their small rooms to share a meal at a table of 3. Indeed, the entire monastery sang God's praises that day. Soon after, they were able to join together in St. Lucy's Chapel for common prayer and to recite together the psalms they know so well. The sisters have been mindful of God's gifts to us during this pandemic. Flowers from the Lions Club on May Day, along with an assorted planter of flowers, arrived for Mother's Day. These were planted in the patio and the ambulance entrance and have been enjoyed ever since. The gift of safety, however, from the COVID-19 virus has been our primary goal since March 14th, when we closed our doors to any guests on our campus. However, we've experienced several scares with employees testing positive, resulting in 14 days of quarantine each time. Yet, in the midst of all of that, the miracle of over 100 of us testing negative, not once, but numerous times now, has surely been God's protection for us. For this, we are ever grateful to sing God's praises. I was privileged and honored to spend May and June in Dooley, providing pastoral care to these wonderful monastic elders. While confinement to the rooms resulted in loss of exercise and emotional well-being, all the Dooley residents have been held in prayer daily by the sisters on the monastery side. In addition, the Dooley sisters have received notes, emails, phone calls, window visits, and special treats. Throughout this time, the Dooley Center sisters and residents have remained strong in their faith and daily give praise to God.
Hello, I'm Sister Jennifer Halling. The first word in the rule of St. Benedict is listen. And Benedictines believe that the voice of God is everywhere, all the time, constantly revealing to us who God is. Jesus once asked his disciples, "Who do you say that I am?" And he continues to ask us that question today, which prompted me to write this poem. Who do you say that I am? Who do we say Jesus is during a pandemic? Is he the one who makes straight the seams of isolation gowns? Tells us to love one another by wearing a mask? Heals the afflicted who cannot taste or smell? And breathes life into those gasping for air? Is Jesus the ICU nurse whose compassion is her cross? The scientist inspired to conceive a new vaccine? The truck driver whose devotion keeps bread on our table? Could Jesus be the Mount Sister whose prayer rises despite social distancing? Who disinfects her hands until they are raw? Sends love notes to those living in Dooley Center, and listens to fears disguised as grumbling with the ear of her heart. If you seek Christ during a pandemic, you will find him in your answer to the question he still asks us today. But who do you say that I am?
We thank you for spending time with us today. We hope you enjoyed our concert. We continue to pray for you and your family, and we hope that you have a nice Thanksgiving. We also want to invite you to tune in on our homepage to the Night of Dreams Grand Prize Drawing, which will take place on Sunday, November 15th at noon. Also, we have an online auction going on right now on the eBay auction site. Information will be found at the end of this video. The items are the homemade items of the sisters that they want to share with you. God bless you. May God keep you well. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Preserve us in His grace.